This is the Retirement Mentality. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. And if you're coming back, we appreciate that. Thanks for coming back. This is a place where we talk about financial independence, the FIRE movement, investing, personal finance, vacation rentals, real estate investing. I kind of hone in on the real estate investing and vacation rentals because that's how I have reached financial independence myself. But I do have other videos about saving money, how to get out of debt, credit scores, that sort of thing, so that no matter where you are in the journey to reach financial independence or to hit FIRE, if that's your goal, hopefully there's content out there on my channel that will help you. And if you do find helpful content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And when you subscribe, ring the little bell down there that tells you every time I put out a new video. And as always, if you like the video, don't forget to smash that like button. All these things help the YouTube algorithm find me and push me out to more people so that my success will in turn help your success. And speaking of success, today is a very important topic. I want to talk about the big rental platforms, Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway, whichever one they've merged into, Booking.com, all these big platforms and our dependency upon them. It's just like we just know we have to be on them, which we do for now, but people need to learn how to become less dependent on these platforms. And I want to show you some ways to get off of them and drive direct bookings to you. But the problem is you got to know how to get in front of those people. You got to know how to drive the traffic to you, and you got to know how to capitalize on those things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hopefully this will help you put more money in your pocket and less money in these big corporations' pockets. So let's get into it right now. Okay, so the question of the day, what are you, that person right there watching this video, what are you doing to become less dependent on these big booking platforms, the Airbnbs of the world? Airbnb spent billions of dollars to make Airbnb the word that we use for vacation rentals now. The same as Band-Aid is the name we use for bandages. They have just ingrained Airbnb into our brains so that it's now a noun and not just a name of a company. I guess that's still a noun. But anyway, it's the word that we think of when we think of vacation rentals. So what can you do to compete with these people spending billions of dollars? Well, you're not going to compete with them, but what you can do is you can pull people off of those platforms. The guests will book with you directly if you can figure out how to get in front of them. There is some apprehension of people at first to book outside of these big companies because of a trust level. There's scammers out there that are listing properties that aren't theirs, etc. And I just booked directly with somebody who had this sort of same type of a concern. What I told them was, I'm trusting you as well. Like, I don't have the big travel insurance that comes with some of those big sites. So I'm trusting you. I was only charging this guy a $500 deposit. I said, look, it's saving you $300 and it's saving me $300. We're splitting the difference. We're both putting an extra $300 in our pockets. But if you're not comfortable, go on Airbnb and book it on there and we'll both have the comfort level. But I'm trusting you as much as you're trusting me. The dude got it. He appreciated that. He booked it. Everything was fine. He was a perfect guest. I was a perfect host. Everyone was happy. And this is the way it needs to be. I'm going to give you 5 tips on what you can do to try to get in front of people and get direct bookings. You're still, at this point in the game, you're still going to have to be on the Airbnbs. But the good thing and the problem with their business model of taking such a big percentage and not taking a yearly fee like they used to, now we can drive traffic, we can get exposure through those channels, but hopefully as the consumer starts to get smarter, they can find the property and then they can search you and find you somewhere else. And this is a secret I've been waiting to tell for a long time. But before I tell this, the best secret on how to get people off of Airbnb and onto your direct booking site, I'm going to tell you, but before I tell you, I have a secret of my own. I have been working on a direct booking website. So if you have a house at the beach, a house in the mountains, or a lake house that you rent, I'm going to have a website tailored to your properties, and it's not quite ready yet, so I can't tell you the domains or anything yet, but be sure you subscribe to my channel because there's going to be more information coming out on this, and it's going to be a key to getting people to direct book with you. So I'm going to still tell you ways to do it without my new website, but you're definitely going to want to be on my new website, and it's going to be free for the first year to people who find it on my YouTube channel. So be sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that video and ring the bell, because you'll be able to list your property for free on my site as soon as it's up and live. It shouldn't be like only a couple more weeks away. So this is the first time I'm mentioning it publicly. So get ready for that. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So without further ado, I still am going to give you 5 tips to get direct bookings on your vacation rental property. Number one thing you can do is get a cutesy little name for your house, Billy Bob's Beach House or whatever it is. In conjunction with that, you can make a Facebook page or a website for your house, which I'll get into a little bit more. But the more places people can find you, as soon as people start learning this number one trick, it's going to help to pull people off of these big booking channels. So that's number two, takes us right in there. Nice little segue right there. Number two, get a Facebook page for each one of your properties. If you only have one or two or three properties, it's easy to do if you don't run a bunch of different social media campaigns. But if you have time, all these things are a little bit time consuming, but get a Facebook page for your property, put some pictures on there, find one way for people to find you off of the big listing platforms. Number three, you can get a dedicated website for your properties. This is a little bit more expensive. There's some companies out there that you can maybe find to do it for about $10 or $20 per property. So it might cost you between $100 or $200 per year for this. But if you have a website and you know how to use SEO, you can again use that name from your other property, plug it into your website, use some SEO tricks, ding-a-ding-a-doong. People can find your website and then book directly with you that way as well. This is a little more labor intensive on the front end, but once you get it, and a little more expensive too. I've talked to a few web developers that wanted to charge me about $2,500 to build the site. You can find some of the sites that are canned that you just plug and play that you can do it with, but still probably between $100 and $200 a year, but it's a great way to get people to find you. Number four, find Facebook groups. And the cities where my properties are, there are 100 different Facebook groups of my city vacation rentals, my city condos for rent, my city whatever. So go on Facebook and start looking for some of those groups, and then it's free to post in there, and you can start advertising your property, and there's people looking for properties and people hosting properties, so you've got guests and hosts in there together. So that's a good way to, this is another labor intensive one. You got to go on there all the time and just look for people who scroll through, people looking for dates, and you got to go check your calendar, see if those dates are available. And then you can go back in, some of them have rules every 1 day or 5 days, you can post your property in there again. But I think I don't get a lot of hits from posting my property. I get more luck on those from going in and finding people looking for specific dates. And for this, because they'll tell you I have 8 guests, I want beachfront, I want October 12th to October 19th, and I need to have a pool. And so if you have those things, you can just reach directly out to those people, and that's a good way to get direct bookings as well. And number 5 is CRM, customer relation management type of things you can do. You need to try to get the data of your guests, get their phone numbers, get their email addresses, and set them up, do a monthly newsletter, set them up on some kind of a drip campaign, plug them into MailChimp or whatever type of CRM if you're not familiar with that Google CRM. But at least you could do a monthly newsletter or a quarterly newsletter and just let them know. One of the things I like to do is tell people when I got a new property coming out, or offer discounts and tell them about events going on. If there's a wine festival, you can tell people, you might pick up a few bookings that way, and that's going to get your previous customers to come back and book with you, and that keeps them off of these platforms altogether, and they're going to come right, if they had a good experience with you, they're going to come right back. A lot of people like to be in the same house every year, so that's a good way to get your old customers to come back and book with you. That's number one. That's a really good tip right there. And just in general, develop customer loyalty by providing a good experience for your guests with that CRM. If you put links to your Facebook, even if they booked through Airbnb or Booking or wherever the first time, if you didn't get them off of those platforms the first time, if they book with you, when they come back, the next time you can get them. If you could get them year after year, and if they've got friends they want to tell, hey, this place we stayed at was awesome, you guys need to go check it out next time you're going to the beach. And if you can get them to refer people to you, you can offer discounts, coupons for returning guests, for referrals, all those types of things, and build loyalty with your customers. That's number one. Give them a good experience, build loyalty with them, and they will come back to you. So that's it. 5 awesome tips to help you get more direct bookings. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can start to get more and more people off of those platforms. And if you're losing 6% or 8% or 10% to some of these booking platforms, as that money starts to roll into you, you're going to just continue to build up the money that you're making. Maybe you can take some of that money and use it to hire a professional photographer and get pro photos made, or get a pro video made, or do some of those things. Videos are another good way. I didn't put it in this video, but obviously I'm a big proponent of video. So I'm going to try to keep this short, but that is a great way. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in this direct booking site, I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be free to you guys. So why would you not want to put your property on there? If you're watching this video, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I want to get as many people on there. These direct booking websites are more successful the more people we have on there. So I really need you guys to help me out, and I need you to put your properties on there. That's why I'm going to give it to you free for the first year. Can't beat that. So thanks for coming by. I hope you found value in this. Hit the like button if you did, and I'm going to see you guys very soon in another video. So stay tuned, and thanks for coming by.